Now we start getting to like my favorite part, because this is when I start getting my shit together. And if you've made it this far, thank you. Where did we leave off? So he goes back to work. I'm driving him. We're just drinking all the time. A year or two of that goes by. It is the end of December 2022. It's been about 2 years of the crazy, the drinking. He's working again. We're barely, we're not getting along. We're fighting like every day at this point. Then I'm just like literally telling myself, like, I need to stop drinking. We're both drinking every day at this point. I know that I need to quit. Like deep down, I feel that. I'm like, I want to quit. I want to quit. Every day when I'm laying in my bed with a buzz, I'm like, okay, tomorrow I'm going to do better. Tomorrow I'm not going to drink. And then every day it happens. So I'm like, feeling like, so then I did the whole, okay, New Year's resolution, no drinking, right? Then 2023, Happy New Year, January 1st, 2023. So hungover because, whenever people have that resolution to do whatever, to either eat better or stop drinking, they always go like ham the night before. I don't know why we do that. Super hungover January 1st. And then what happens? I drink again. I have like a hair of the dog because I'm just feeling like crap. So January 2nd, that is when this little story comes into place. So January 2nd, my ex is at work. I am hungover. I literally remember this day to a T. I was so hungover. It's about like 11 o'clock in the morning. And I remember this probably, I hope I'm not going to get emotional because it makes me emotional thinking about. I remember at that point, my son, who's now over 4, at that point he was freshly 3. He just turned 3 about a month ago. And I remember sitting on the floor with him. We're in his playroom, and I was so hungover, so I was sitting on the ground with him. And I remember just laying there, like, back and forth in the bathroom, throwing up. And I remember just looking at him and his little cute baby face. And he was just playing. And I remember thinking I was so hungover and so sick. And, like, I'm like, I just had, like, a resolution. I'm like, yo, you need to get your shit together. You can't even play with, like, your kid right now. I don't want to cry. Like, I felt like, oh my God, like, we could be going to the park right now. We could be doing this. We could be, but I'm so hungover because I am drinking that he's, like, he wasn't neglected or anything at all. He was still perfectly fine for the trolls. Just saying, like, I felt like I need to do better. I need to do better for him, for myself. If I keep drinking like this, I'm going to die. So another thought I had was, I need to fix this shit now before he starts remembering his mom as hungover or a hot mess or throwing up in the bathroom every morning. Right now, he's pretty young. If I fix myself right now, hopefully he will never remember me as this person. So what did I do? So I called my doctor and I was like, I really want to quit drinking. I called like the advice nurse or whatever. I was like, I really want to quit drinking like right now. Today, I'm a heavy drinker for years and years. I drink every single day. And they were like, you can't just cold turkey stop. That is super dangerous. You could die. You could get a seizure. Like, you need to go to the hospital if you really want to detox up safely. This is what I'm thinking in my head. There's no way I'm leaving my son with my ex. Even though he's his dad, he's an equal hot mess. And more of a hot mess because he wasn't even taking care of him. Like, I was at least staying to the point of still being able to take care of him. He was drinking even more than that, where he was like just crazy. So I call my mom, and by the way, side note, all these years of drinking, my mom doesn't drink. She has maybe drank like once or twice in her life. Christian woman, just super together. And she's a nurse, so she's always been against me drinking. So I've always hid it from her. There's always been like bottles hidden. There's always been like, no, I'm fine. I'm not drinking. I'm just tired. But after conversations with her later, she's like, I knew what was going on. Anyways, so I call her and I just confess. I'm like, Mom, I know that I've been drinking. I'm so hungover right now. I really need to just get my shit together. I need to go to the hospital and detox. What do I do? Long story short, she comes home from work, drops me at the hospital, and she's like, you stay as long as you need. I'm so proud of you. I got, your son, because we live together too. So I ended up going there and I spent a week there, basically detoxing, giving me lots of vitamins, monitoring me. And during that week was like crazy. It went by, a week sounds like a long time, but I feel like it went by really fast. I was like sleeping the whole time pretty much. Anyways, so that's where this wristband comes into play. And that's the last day I ever picked up a bottle. January 2nd, 2023. That is the last time I ever drank. Ow. That week was really good for me to just cope and detox safely. Like, get home from the hospital, I'm doing good. I'm not drinking. The first couple months, I got like prescribed like this medicine to help me sleep and like anxiety medicine, and yeah, the first couple months were a little rough. I'll get into the actual first year, all the details about how that went for me with the sobriety, because I feel like that's his whole video and like tips and what I did. But as far as this one goes, this is to finish how my relationship ended in the weight gain. So my ex keeps drinking normally at a lot in front of me. It's not like I expect people to, everyone's going to change on their own time, right? It's not like I'm like, well, I chose my date. I chose to quit today. So now you have to quit too. But at least like cut it down a little bit, or at least like not right in front of me. Like the first like 6 months, year are just like hard. It's one thing to like go out with friends and like just have a water, that's fine, you know, that's its own thing, but to have it in your home in front of you, and it's like this, and you smell it, and it's just like, basically that's a whole red flag of disrespect. He basically was like, I don't give a shit, you're detoxing, I'm still gonna do what I want. And then as you're getting sober, your mindset gets so clear. It doesn't happen like the first few months, you're kind of a little foggy still. It's weird, you think it's rapid, it's not. The first few months you're foggy, and then around like May and June, I really start seeing my relationship for what it is. I'm completely sober. I have a clear mindset. Before, we were both drunk together. So sometimes the next morning you're like, did I start that fight or did he start that fight? You know what I mean? Like, because you're both now being completely sober. I'm like, I know exactly what happened. Oh, so it's not me. Because he used to always be like, you're drunk and you start fights. Well, why did we continue to fight every single day once I got sober then? Oh, so it's not me, it's you. Okay. So I started getting a lot of clarity when I got sober. A lot of clarity. And I was like, I do not want to do this. I felt myself getting my confidence back. I saw things for how it was. I also got to see, kind of from a sober person's point of view, how it looks to be drunk all the time. And I'm like, oh, did I look like that? Not necessarily like sloppy and stuff, but like, no, it's really hard to describe. Repeating yourself, that's a big thing. Like, you know, you go repeat yourself without even realizing it. Repeat stories, the smell, the extra moodiness. In a way, it kind of helped me remain sober seeing it. So I finally decided enough's enough. Well, I told my mom I don't want to be with him anymore, because for the longest time I was telling my mom, oh, it's fine, oh, we're better now. Ever since he moved back in, remember I told you that he got kicked out? Ever since he moved back in, we were being a lot quieter about the fighting, because we knew my mom was upstairs, but we were still fighting. And my mom was always like, how's it going? Are you guys okay? Like, just between me and her. And I would, you know, I would lie. I'd be like, yeah, we're fine, we're getting better, in hopes that we would get better, just in case it would. It's hard because it's like, I didn't want to be dishonest to my mom, but I also wanted to like respect the personal, you know, it's our relationship kind of boundaries. So I didn't say anything. I finally was like, look, it's been a mess. I don't want to be with him anymore. He always says when he's drunk every single day, I can't wait to leave you. I can't wait to leave you. He doesn't want to be with me anyways. But I feel like he just says that because he just wants to be a dick. He doesn't actually think I'm going to do anything about it. So in July, so this is 6 months into 2023, 6 months of me being sober, we got in a fight on the way to work. I was dropping him off at work, and he's like, oh, I can't wait to not be with you. I was like, you know what? Bet. All right, I'm going to pack up all your shit while you're at work today. And he's like, okay. Not thinking I'm going to do it. And I literally got home and I was like, Mom, I'm over this. We literally packed up in the span of like 4 hours. And I picked him up in his car with his shit. And I was like, here's your ride and here's all your shit. Now, get out. That's how that ended. He ended up moving in with family, yada yada. Now we co-parent. That will be an additional video. Well, I have 2 more videos after this. So I think I'm going to do like a co-parenting and then along the lines of like how my first year of sobriety went, just in case there is someone out here that wants to get sober and wants to know more details about the step-by-step sobriety process, then I will make that video a part of the series. Last but not least, during that process, my original weight being small was, I'm 5'6", 5'7". I was about 130, 140, which is tiny for being so tall. Then I gained I got up to about 260 after my son was born. But then I reached the over 300-pound mark. I gained an additional like 50 pounds during that 6 months of me not drinking. I don't know. I guess I had super bad anxiety. So I was just like overeating to compensate. So that's where the extra weight came from. Now I'm just on the road to lose all that. I'm already 25 pounds down. Baby steps. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.